will know what we're talking about, oh God. And we thank all those, oh God, who are on the way now, God, just spin their step, oh God, and allow them to come in, oh God, so they might learn along with us too, God. Lord, we thank you, oh God, that everything will go right tonight. In your name we praise you, Jesus. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So guys, like I said, you are going to learn something that you probably, maybe you've heard the whispers. Maybe you have. I don't know if you have, but maybe you've heard us speaking about it. Maybe you've been on one of our calls before. You know, maybe you've been on that call where we are talking about this microbiome and you listen in to King Clive, you know, really delving into what this microbiome is all about. Maybe you have, I don't know. But if you haven't, you're in for a treat, because tonight, yes, say tonight, look at yourself in the mirror and say tonight, you are going to learn about the part of your body that's deep inside, that oftentimes you can't see it without a microscope. You can't see it when you look in the mirror. It's all over your skin. It's in your eyes, your hair, your mouth, your gut, your brain. Every single part of your body has this microbiome within it. So without further ado, I'm going to bring whom I call the poet of health, because before I knew him in Sankey, we were in a company together, and all I knew was I wanted to meet this man that rhythmed and rhymed. Every time he spoke, he was soft on the ears. I would listen to him for hours. And guys, I had the opportunity to finally meet him back in 2019. I was like, yes, this is the person I wanted to meet. And so guys, not only do I call him the poet of health, I also call him the guru of the microbiome. Because if it wasn't for him, you have to understand, back in 2019, we all got the same information. Throughout last year, we were all listening to the same stuff. But November last year, 2020, changed something for this amazing individual, this amazing king, okay? And when it changed, not only did he say, well, I'm going to take this information and be selfish with it, he came and he brought a whole heap of us together from the Caribbean and said, guys, are you interested in this? Now, I can tell you no lie. I had not a clue what King Clive was talking about. All of us probably were sitting there going, okay, yeah. But we didn't know what he was talking about at all. But guys, I can tell you this, that the one thing that we did learn is after that first meeting of a call similar to this, we suddenly understood that bacteria was actually controlling who we were as humans. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the mic the poet of health, the guru of the microbiome project, King Clive. Microbiome, Campbell, are you out there? I feel like you're in the boxing ring. Let's go.
Hey, thank you, Queen Dr. Ruth Ann. Always great having you introducing me. I wish I could walk with you everywhere I go when you introduce me. But thank you so much for being as kind as usual. Thanks for being as knowledgeable as you are, with the energy, the drive, and the passion. We thank you so much. I just want to say good evening also to everyone who has joined us on this call. You know, especially if you are coming on for the very first time. I don't know what someone said to you, why you believe you had to make the sacrifice and make the effort to be here tonight. But one thing we can say to you, you're going to be glad that you did. You may be learning stuff about yourself. You may be learning stuff to help someone that you care for. Might be a mom or a dad or a great friend, maybe a pastor, maybe a bishop. It may be a co-worker, a friend, or a neighbor. But we're going to learn stuff tonight that the Lord said that people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We hope this will be some kind of university, microbiome university, in which we learn things about ourselves that we didn't know before, stuff that our doctors may not have been careful enough to teach us, or stuff that we didn't see in our textbook or readily on the internet. But when we became knowledgeable of it, then we know we had to share this with persons. So I want to thank Mr. Wanda Townsend, for making the technical effort to let this all happen week after week after week. May the Lord bless him and keep him and his family. So ladies and gentlemen, on the day that you were born, your basic biology might read something like this. You're 99% human cells, 1% microbial cells. 22,500 human genes, 12 organ systems. And I pointed to you that your organ systems, you know, your cardiovascular system, your lymphatic system, your muscular system, urinary system, etc. But the first of the 12 organ systems that were developed when you were born in your mama's stomach was not the brain and the nervous system or the lungs, respiratory system. It was your gut, your GI tract, your alimentary canal, your gastrointestinal system. So many names for it. The sewer system. Interestingly enough. And then all other organ systems now emanate from the gut. They're all connected to the gut. So that is important to know. So that if the mother of all the systems, the gut, is sick, then guess what? It may result in compromised health in the other 11 organ systems in the body. So, and with all those systems, we know that they are controlled by the brain. That is the basic human biology as we know it. But we are being surprised by science. Whoa, can I say that again? We are surprised by science because we are learning that there is another organ system that we acquired after we are born. Another organ system acquired. You say, Mr. Campbell, Clive, where you get that from? You soon find out what is happening here. You acquired a 13th organ system. And you might be saying, where is this organ system located? The simple answer is inside of the gut. It's the only organ system inside of an organ system. It's inside the gut. How come we didn't know that it was there? How come doctors never see it and talk about it? Because it is invisible. Look at that now. It is in the gut. It is also invisible. But tell me something now. Where in the gut does it live? In the mucous lining of the gut. Okay. What is it made from? Made of? Viruses, bacteria, fungus, protozoa, archaea, even parasitic cells. You say, whoa, you're holding your head. You're saying, you're telling me now that these things in our body we call the good bacteria, bad bacteria, then fauna and flora. You're telling me now that they have formed themselves into an organ? That is exactly, if science is anything to trust and believe, that is exactly what is happening. And would you believe what science is saying on top of that? Is that the way that these microbes function, 39 trillion of them, they function like a brain. What do you mean? They function like a brain. You mean like the brain in the skull? Yes, just like the brain in our skull. It functions like that. As a matter of fact, the name for this 13 organ system is the second brain. Hardcore, mainstream medical science and research is saying this is the second brain. And it functions just like the brain in our skull. Ladies and gentlemen, science has indeed surprised us and is now giving us information, according to Dr. Susan Lynch, that we did not know before. We are just learning this, ladies and gentlemen, that we indeed have a 13th organ system, a second brain, ladies and gentlemen, and it lives inside the gut. Do you want to know the name of this organ system? The microbiome. The microbiome. This gut microbiome, I use the word gut because you have skin microbiome, you have the nasal microbiome, the vaginal microbiome, urogenital, the oral microbiome. Basically, every organ system, every entrance to the body has its own biome. This is not small. Wherein we have 10 trillion human cells, we have 100 trillion microbial cells. Earlier, you heard me said we have 22,500 human genes. Guess how many microbial genes we have in the body, according to medical science? Anywhere from 4 million to 20 million microbial genes. These are according to the Human Microbiome Project of 2008 that ended 5 years later in 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, 50,000 scientific papers are coming out on the microbiome in the last 5 years alone. And these days, we are learning that the information on the microbiome is doubling every year. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of us that we did not know about. Our true identity is just being revealed. How critical is this information? How critical? Because wherein we thought we were 100% human cells with a few microbes here and there, we are now learning that we are really a massive microbial being with a few human cells here and there. Because the total amount of human cells in our body total to 10%. And genes, human genes, less than 1%. Can we really say that we are human beings? The new word I heard coming out is we are a super organism. We are an ecosystem. Some use the word holobiome. We do not have our human body to ourselves. I might not need to say that again. I'm going to take time. I may go slow sometimes because some of us on the call for weeks or months, we are accustomed to be hearing this. But if you are coming on the call for the first time tonight, you may be hearing this for the first time. You might have a culture clash. You might feel like your skin start to itch you and so on, but get used to it. We are not mostly human. We are a fraction human, not even half, maybe 1/10, based upon the current figures we're using. And it is important that we know who we are, because if we do not know who we are, we'll continue to hurt ourselves. We'll continue to live a lie for living for who we are not. And we may be wondering how it is that our medicine is not working, how it is that our food is poisoning us, how it is that our very environment is causing us to be sick. And inside of our homes are a more deadly place to live than even outside of our homes. How so? Because we have been living as if to say we are fully human and we are not. We share this amazing body with many creatures, call them critters. We share our human, but we don't have our body to ourselves. We are not sterile. We were never meant to be sterile, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the harsh reality of who we are. And the purpose of this call is to enlighten persons that we may know who we are. Because guess what? Many of the brightest minds that ever lived do not know this information they are now hearing. We are the first generation to really understand who we are for what it means to be human. To be human is not to be full 100 human. To be human means that God has given us helpers along our journey. We needed help. We had to be chaperoned. We had to be protected and preserved and fed by these microbes. Because many of the functions we thought we were performing for ourselves, guess what? It's really being performed by the microbes that makes up the microbiome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the reality. And the amount of functions that they perform, the current medical science is calling that microbiome in our gut the second brain. So we have two brains. But here is the problem. We are aware of the brain in our skull, and we eat all kind of omega-3s and such alike. We eat all kind of special diet to make sure that this is brain food. We think certain way, certain mental exercises to keep the brain going. But what we didn't realize is that we also have a brain in our gut, and just as how we take care of the brain in our skull, we should be taking care of that brain in our gut also. If we do not take care of the microbiome, guess what? Our bodies are going to be sick and we're going to live with chronic diseases. What do I mean? When doctors say that you have a chronic disease like what? Diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, cancer, and those situations. Ladies and gentlemen, we are understanding based upon the microbiome that God gave us a microbiome so we did not have to live with chronic disease. The opposite of chronic is acute, meaning that it is short-lived. Chronic means you're living with it for years and decades. Some people take medication all the days of their lives until they die. Ladies and gentlemen, God never intended for any human being to have a chronic disease. He never intended for you to live with diabetes, high blood pressure, Alzheimer's, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, schizophrenia. God never intended to have that many other type of many diseases. He intended if your body was to get sick or infected, that the body through the immune system would fight that condition, bring the body back to order in a few weeks or say a few months, and then you live. Health is the natural state of the body, not sickness. Some people are sick so long, they have forgotten what it means to be well. If I'm talking the truth, I want some people put some 5 in the room. Some people have forgotten what it means to be well. They are always sick. They get so accustomed to the pain, to the discomfort, to the second class, second rate life. They forget. And they wonder, will I ever feel like myself again? Ladies and gentlemen, with the information we now have, we are understanding that sickness is now a choice. When you understand that you have a gut microbiome that you need to care for, tend for, protect, etc., you will begin now to have a better quality of life, a different kind of life, a healthier kind of life, to return to who you are. And it was an old time something, come back again. You begin to dust off those shoes you have in the cupboard because the joints have gotten so stiff. There's no mobility and flexibility. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies are going back into the cupboard, find their aisle shoes. If it is not gyrot, and use it again and wearing it and going out. My friend, I think this is how Stella got her groove back. If you want to get your groove back, stay around long enough for us to tell you about our 4 fantastic Sankey Global technologically advanced product solution for you to get your groove back, get your life back, get your business back on track, and to feel your youth again, feel your vibe again, feel your energy again. Everything plug in, not plug out. Everything turn on, not turn off. Everything up, just like 7. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a new day. It's a new philosophy. It's a new biology. We are now finally understanding who we really are. And if we take care of our gut will take care of us. So here we have 2 problems. We didn't know that there is an invisible organ living inside of our body. So we eat any and anyhow. We eat seafood. Anything you see, you eat. You damage the gut with all kind of sugar, all kind of antibiotic, all kind of medications we keep on taking, all kind of different electromagnetic frequency, your cell phone, blue light, smoking, drinking, all kind of things. They damage the microbiome. They are so resilient and persistent. They go back, they try to go back and extract antibiotics. They go back again, antibiotics again. But still they try to go to keep you alive. They are your friends for life. If you ever had a friend, your microbiome is your trusted friend. I'm saying to us tonight, learn to take care of your friend, and your friend, help me with it now, will take care of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new biology. Your microbiome is intended to keep your gut healthy. Many of us have gut-related diseases and disorders. Crohn's disease, celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, diverticulitis, acid reflux, gastritis, bloating, gas, upset stomach, and the list goes on and on and on, ladies and gentlemen, because many of our problems that we have is because we have damaged our gut microbiome and we suffer dearly. And there are many foods we can't eat because we do not have the species of bacteria to break down that diet that we love. Because the gut microbiome is damaged, it is causing a condition in our body called leaky gut. Leaky gut disease is a condition wherein the gut content begin to leak and get into the blood and into the body and cause chronic inflammation. Inflammation, it came from a Latin word, inflammare, which means fire in the belly. Many of us are fire in the belly. And Granny said, fire there, a mus tail, and him think a cool breeze. For those of us who knows that part, that's the language. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand what is going on. Because we did not know we have a microbiome, it's damaged. Because it is damaged, nothing is there now to maintain the integrity of the gut. Because that is one of the main role of the microbiome. We have all kinds of diseases. The gut leaks, we have diabetes, we have arthritis, we have cancer, irritable bowel syndrome, fibroids, fibromyalgia, ovarian cyst, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Call the name of the disease. Mental diseases, Alzheimer's. Let me say this. Doctors are realizing now that all along they were trying to fix neurological issues, meaning brain issues, from in the brain. They're trying to fix Alzheimer's from in the brain. Anxiety, depression, multiple sclerosis, autism. They're trying to fix the brain. But you know what they realized? They were looking in the wrong place to fix it. To fix the brain, you have to fix the... I think you get the message by now. To fix the brain, you have to fix the gut. There is a gut-brain immune axis in which the gut microbiome and the brain neurons and the immune system work together every nanosecond of the day to keep your body balanced and to keep you healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finding out that medical science and the pharmaceutical industry have a thing that called psychobiotics. I think you're reading between the lines. Psychobiotics. They are now using microbes to help to bring order to disorder in the human brain. The same bacteria that they are telling us to kill out and to wash off our hands and to bathe off our skin and to sanitize ourselves from is the same microbes they are using to solve the biggest problems that mankind could not solve for centuries and thousands of years. Mental disorders can only be fixed if you fix the gut brain. And this is not Clive Campbell saying it. Go on the search engine of your choice and put in microbiome and depression, microbiome and anxiety, microbiome and cancer, microbiome and diabetes, microbiome and lupus, call whatever, and you will see for yourself, this is where the latest cutting-edge science has arrived. It is all about, not the Benjamins, it's all about the microbiome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest news you never knew. Your true identity is now being revealed. You are not who you are because of who you think you are. We are who we are because the microbes, our little helpers, our elves, have been doing things behind the scenes, taking care of us like a Rolex watch. We see the pretty Rolex watch face and don't know that behind it are all the springs and the levers and the different things that make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the microbes make it happen. We are humans powered by microbes. Can I say that again? We are humans powered by microbes, and we did not know until now. They are our power source. They make things happen. They determine our mood because they make 95% of serotonin, which is our mood enhancing hormone. If you're sad or if you're depressed, angry, irritable. So if you find yourself or a friend or a family member always off mood, off key in their mood, because the microbiome is damaged and not making enough serotonin to stabilize our mood. 30 different neurotransmitters, including melatonin, dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, and even the endocannabinoid system, 2-arachidonoglycerol, and anandamide for the brain and for the immune system. Ladies and gentlemen, that which balances the body is balanced by the microbiome, the endocannabinoid system, and everything like. Friends, it's a lot of information, you know. I can't give you all the information that you might need. So my time done already. 20, 25 minutes just rush off like that. And I'm just warming up like a boxer. I'm just warming up. But I hope that I've sown enough seed so you can realize that it is the microbiome that take care of your digestive system. It's a microbiome that take care of your immune system. If your immune system is weak, it's because your microbiome is weak. If you want your immune system to be strong, to fight COVID-19, 921, 51, or 101, you have to take care of your microbiome. It is your microbiome that nourishes, trains, supervises, monitors, and raises the IQ of your immune system. So friends, our way to fight COVID around here is to use our product, especially Belage, that is been clinically proven to be effective at fighting the COVID-19 virus and SARS and other things of that nature. It is the immune system, it is the microbiome that turns off and turns on your genes, controls your endocrine system, your glands, your hormones, and the very overall metabolism. How the body take in food, break down food, digest food, ferment food to make your medicine, which is butyrate. I can't even touch that tonight. It is how it uses food as energy and how you maintain and repair the body with stem cells and telomere and all those free radical fighting. It's supervised by your microbiome. Ladies and gentlemen, now you know better. You have to do better. Don't go around trying to destroy your bacteria. If you destroy your bacteria, you cut in the nose to spite your face. This is it. Anytime your doctor going to give you an antibiotic, ask him if there are options. If you must get it, insist that he prescribe prebiotics and probiotics to go back a microbiome and an immune system that will be decimated by antibiotics. Even the Center for Disease Control says that 50% of antibiotics prescribed are not necessary. The over prescription and production of antibiotics. And here's a sad thing. Even if you have never taken an antibiotic before, because they put it in our meat, and because glyphosate works as an antibiotic insecticide, this is what they spray in our food nowadays, especially GMO food, our gut health is compromised. Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, the information is stalled. Keep on coming to this call week after week, and you will keep on learning a little more and more about the microbiome. Now, I'm going to get out of the way of greatness and allow for Dr. Denise Pereira out of the great islands of Trinidad and Tobago to step up to the microphone, because here it is. She's going to tell us some things that we always wondered about. We have scratched our head and we wonder why some people lose their tonsils, why some people lose their appendix, why is that necessary, why it becomes inflamed and damaged, and what is the connection between the tonsil, the appendix, and the microbiome and our overall health. So I'm going to ask Dr. Denise Pereira if she would open her microphone for me, please, and just say hi, and then I ask her a question. Dr. Denise.
Hi. You asked me to say hi.
Great. So you said a sweetheart. Her name, pet name is Joy, because from she born till now, she has been giving joy to every person that she meets. She walks with her own atmosphere, with her own light, giving light to those who are in the darkness. I'm happy that she's shining in tonight in this great microbiome call. So Dr. Denise, tonsil. We were born with a tonsil, and some persons have lost theirs. Would you kindly tell us, what is the role of the tonsil? Is it necessary? How is it connected to the microbiome? And let us understand what this appendage means. Dr. Denise, go ahead for me.
Yes, sir. Our tonsils affects our system because it's a part of our immune system. And as you said, many of us lose it as we grow older, especially and when you know, as children growing up, you might find that you're getting a lot of inflammation in the body. And the first thing our doctors would say, they love to cut, they love to use the knives, take it off. But it is very important. And do you know that the human tonsils are lymphoids, epithelial tissues that is lined in the oral mucosa around the oropharynx and the nasopharynx, which means it's the throat and the nasal cavity over there, right? The anatomy of the tonsils, it actually, it protects the body from pathogens, invasions, any sort of viruses or bacteria coming through the mouth and nose. So that is what the tonsils is there for. And many of us, you know, doctors have taught us, and in times past, they look at it as an insignificant part of the human anatomy, but it's really part of the immune system. So it's components of the immune system that develops like from 2 years until puberty. And what happens gradually, atrophy starts to take place, meaning that it becomes like a vestigial organ, which simply means that as the cells waste away and degenerate during evolution or as it matures. All right, some of these organs become vestigial organs because it's like, according clinically, it's not needed anymore in the body. But to tell you how important this tonsil is, right? It is so important that what it actually does, it comprises, I think you guys don't know, so I give you a little picture of what happens. You know, in some persons, they suffer from sleep apnea. You hear big loud snoring when they are sleeping. Actually, that is a part of the tonsils blocking the upper airways in the trachea, in the breathing pattern while you breathe in. So most times in cases like that, a tonsillectomy is done, meaning that the tonsils are taken out. And in children, because they are all, I mean, the thing is, it's connected with why, you know, the child is getting sick or inflammation, which simply means high inflammation in the body. They say that, you know, the tonsils is swollen and it gets inflamed, so it has to be taken out. But there are, listen to this, there are 3 types of tonsils. Tonsils in the throat, the tonsils in the small intestines, and the third one is the appendix. So looking at your throat, if you can picture it, you have 3 pairs. 3 pairs meaning 6. 2 above, the hard palate there, the roof of the mouth, and those we call the adenoids. And at the back of the throat, we call the palatine tonsils. And you also have 2 at the base of the tongue called the sublingual tonsils. So they look like little lymph nodes there, but they actually filters pathogens, which is diseases and destructive, you know, chemicals that be coming into the body before they go down the throat. All right. So you just stop me when you need me, you know, to inject there. Okay, Sir Clive. So am I going okay for now?
Yes, this is good. But tell me something. How do the tonsils in the throat have any linkage with the gut microbiome?
All right. When we eat food, all right, and anything that we do eat food or breathe in the air that has pathogens in it, the tonsils acts like lymph nodes and clears out these pathogens. And it actually, by removing them, the belief of it is not characteristics in removing it, because it sends signals to the gut microbiome. And I will show you the connection there. So as this, it acts as the filtering device. So it's connected to the lumen or the opening of the gut. That's the connection.
Wow.
So with these, so with these tiny channels now, the tonsils actually examines about 1/1000 of the material that's going down the throat. And you can see a nice picture there, Dr. Rutan put on there, going down the throat. So what tends to happen? The tonsils are actually the learning center about what's coming in from the environment. And that's how it's training the immune system, which is the little channels there that giving it the signals in the gut to understand if toxic elements are coming into the body. And guess what happens? When it sends the signal, right, it actually communicates with those cells in the gut to recognize that it's pathogens, and it starts creating its own immunity and cells to counteract the pathogens that coming in into the body.
Okay, this is high science. And look how we didn't know that. And these microbes and the body internal intelligence is working in tandem to deal with these things. Now, let me shift a bit from the tonsils and get now to the appendix, because the appendix is very popular. And we know some persons who have lost their appendix because of infection, inflammation, and things. And when we hear that, boy, somebody's tonsils is inflamed and such like, and infected, and if that ever rupture, it might cause immediate death. So, Lady Denise, Dr. Denise, kindly tell us the importance of the appendix, and the role it plays with the microbiome. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, just give me 2 seconds to just, before I enter into the appendix, I just forget to mention that what actually senses is the salivary glands. The saliva carries these immune cells now to neutralize the environment. So anything that comes back into the body, it already has its own signals of these cells and in immune cells to neutralize anything that is in the body, so that it corresponds with the gut, and the gut starts producing those bacteria, good microbiome bacteria, to neutralize. And that is how it understands the environment. So when we take it out, you know what happens? There is no censoring anymore. And as we finish doing the appendix, I will show the comparison as when you don't have these organs, what takes place into the body. So yes, I know, because now you will ask at the end, because we are humans and we like to question. So you say, so if we don't have our appendix, if we don't have the tonsils, so how we, counteract and how the immune system working, right?
Yes,
well, that's the secret I'll say at the end.
That's right.
So the appendix now. What we have to understand, the appendix is what we call a vermiform shaped muscular structure, which means it's like a little worm-like structure that sits on the lower right of the abdomen. All right. It is attached to the large intestines in the human body. So what tends to happen with the appendix? We get infection we call appendicitis, and it simply means that when the appendix has to be surgically taken out, it can come about by various infections that comes into the body, such as viruses, bacteria, parasites in the digestive tract. All right. Or sometimes what may happen, the tube that joins the large intestines to the appendix sometimes is trapped by stool, and that starts to ferment, and it becomes septic. So a lot of things start to happen: pain, inflammation, vomiting, different things like that starts to happen in the body. So what happens now? Most times doctors will give you a use of antibiotics to flush out these bacteria. Now, outside of appendicitis, right? sometimes when we take antibiotics or invasive organisms get into our system, pathogenic bacteria, and all these, after taking all these cleanse and flushing the gut, it wipes out this microbiome in the gut. So now you're wondering that is the reason why we have to prebiotics and probiotics in our bodies. And the reason for that is that we need to replenish and replace back what has lost. But guess what? How do we replace it? It can't just come naturally. You take a prebiotic or a probiotic, or the doctors might give you something. What happens there is that little vestigial organ that people think is of no use, right? That actually stores samples of your normal microbiome species. So after bouts of flushing, you get diarrhea and all of that because it cleans out the colon, get cleaned out now, and other illnesses cleans out the intestines. The appendix now, responsibility, releases and reseed and repopulate back the digestive system. So all the lactobacillus, all the bifidobacteria, all these wonderful microbes that we have lost through doing all of this and degenerating the good flora and fauna in the gut, which destroys, which is the microbiome, it now allows us a continuance for survival because it recedes back the microbiome with all the good bacteria. Back over to you.
Oh my word. This is indeed a university tonight. We got more than we bargained for. And that little vestige, we thought it didn't serve a purpose. And, you know, I've heard somebody said, if you do not know the use of a thing, you abuse the thing. Many doctors are not trained to understand the use of the tonsil and the appendix. And therefore, they cut it off easily because they do not understand it. But what you have told us in terms of it containing samples of the good bacteria that when they are wiped out of the gut by antibiotics and by pathogenic bacteria and other type of parasites, etc., that they release these guys again and we see the gut and they go back. So it's like a holding tank, a holding area for the good guys, for when the bad days come, they send them back to receive the gut. Isn't God beautiful and wonderful?
Wow.
And the psalmist said,
amazing.
We are fearfully and wonderfully made. This is amazing.
That's right.
You know, somehow, I think next week, you have to repeat this part of it, at least on the appendix, because I know people are going to come just to hear that part of it again. God is amazing. I thank you for what you have revealed to us, because many of us, we did not know what these things are for. And I know that even persons who are medical will appreciate what you have just said. Thank you for releasing this powerful information to us. Now, as we move on, Liz, and sorry, go ahead for me.
Yes, I wanted to just inject, because persons might ask, okay, I don't have my appendix, I don't have my tonsils, so what's my problem now? Am I open to, my immune system is all open to all these bacteria? Well, as you just said, our body is so innate and God has so wonderfully made that he made provision for that as well. Remember, we always talk about the vaginal birthing, right? So while you were in your mother's womb, the fetus, as you develop, was being nourished by the mother's blood and all these bacteria carrying antibodies, because she already had that signature in her. So she has been feeding you as a fetus. So now all of these antibodies is being infused in you. So when you are born now, for provision of loss of these organs, the body now has its antibodies and it can fight against the pathogens because it was stored. That is what we call stem cells in the body now. So it was stored in there. So that actually is the first part of the immune system being received from mommy. So as as you coming out birthing from the vaginal canal now, you are also taking out all these good bacteria, lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, as you're coming off of that vagina. And that is what concludes that you already equipped for life, because that's the storage there as well. So you have it inertly in the body, being born with it. So the body now has even that storehouse in there to rejuvenate and to bring about the bacteria, so that you can even cover it if you lose the tonsils or you lose the appendix.
Wow. 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 That's Queen Bev would say. This is amazing. Somebody is saying that they missed a part of it and they want to make sure that it is repeated next week. So I'm going to ask you kindly to think about it from now to come back next week to speak at least again about saying something about the appendix, and also glance over the tonsils, because this is so critical. We really appreciate it. I thank you and I bless you for telling us about the appendix and the tonsils. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to tell you that here at Sankey Global, we have some of the most technologically advanced solutions to help us as we try to regain our health. Some of us, we have lost our health and we're trying to get it back. The good news is, yes, you can get it back. No matter what your current state of health is, it can improve. Can I say that again? No matter what your current state of health is, it can improve. Never before are products so powerful, available to so many people across the world at such affordable prices. Ladies and gentlemen, after 40 years of researching and studying the Okinawan of Japan, the longest living, healthiest people on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, Sankey Mayor Lab and Sankey Global have 4 amazing technologically advanced solutions. And we're going to take a few minutes to introduce them to you one by one. I'll be speaking about the Asaki, then the exciting Dr. Ruth Ann Lightbourne, we're talking about the Belage. Going to ask Dr. Denise to come back and talk about her favorite, the Inner 7. And Nurse Donnelly Adderley is in the wings, waiting to put the place on fire by talking about the conduit fire. Ladies and gentlemen, we have products that mankind has never seen before. I've never seen and heard of any company that would invest 40 years of research and development and excellence in bringing us products of this magnitude. We have never had these products before. So here is Asaki. Ladies and gentlemen, if it was only one product that Sankey Global brought to the market, Asaki would still cause Sankey to be $1 billion company and a force to be reckoned with. Why do I say that? Look at the benefits of Asaki. It nourishes the microbiota with 596 metabolites. It improves protein absorption by what? 20%. It increases the oxidation of fat, and it provides energy to trillions of mitochondria. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this company, Sankey Global, is the only company that understands the makeup of the human body, that we are not only human cells, but we have microbial cells, and it makes a product to nourish the microbiota. Look at that. It is nourishing the microbes in the body, when other companies are making products to kill out the microbes. Asaki was made by Sankey to nourish, protect, to feed the microbiota, the same things as the microbiome in the body. This is visionary. We have never had a company that understood the human body as well as this company that has been studying the longest successful people with their health from 1970, long before the Human Microbiome Project and the Human Genome Project. Sankey Global had its own project to study the human body and find out the secrets of the samurai for health. So these 596 metabolites are what the body needs to produce in order for the body to function at any snapshot moment in its existence. We need these metabolites. Metabolites are things that many bacteria and the body produces in order for the body to work well and to heal, repair, and maintain. 596 is a significant figure. It is the figure, and that's what we have. This is beautiful as it improves the absorption of protein, which your body will need to heal, to repair. When stem cells are in action, we need those amino acids in order for flabs to go and muscles to come back. It increases the oxidation of fat, getting rid of the unwanted portion of us that makes us sluggish and fat and obese and cause problems in the body. Asaki, ladies and gentlemen, provides energy to that which provides energy. When the mitochondria needs help, it reaches out to the microbiome, and the microbiome sends over energy and help for it to work well. This is a beautiful arrangement. So ladies and gentlemen, Asaki repairs and restore your gut microbiome. Your gut microbiome repair and maintain the entire GI tract and fix the inflammation, the fire in the body, and the autoimmune diseases of lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, diabetes, and many other autoimmune diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our flagship products. And as somebody was asking, this is the way you fix anxiety. By fixing the gut issues, you fix brain issues that comes in different way. I'm going to get out of the way. My time is gone. Dr. Ruth Ann, Belage,
Yes,
you
sir.
are in charge. Go ahead, phone, please.
Devin, listen to me, guys. This Belage is simply amazing. On a call a few minutes ago, previous to this call, I shared a testimony of a young lady with her family just drinking this same one product. I always tell persons, and you'll hear Dr. Franco, you'll hear Dr. Denise, you'll hear Nurse Donnelly, start with the Belage. If you can't start anywhere, start with the Belage. And the reason why we say this is because this Belage goes in there and starts resetting the microbiome. It starts resetting the gut. It starts resetting. Remember, why were our products made? To literally imitate the gut of a centenarian. How did they live so long? And the Belage is the product that they worked on. This is the first product. And you'll hear Dr. Bahia Diaz in all his videos say, listen, we tried this, we tested that, we antioxidant this, antioxidant that. But they came up with products that literally our bodies will not reject because why? The ingredients are century-old ingredients that our bodies can look at and say, oh, okay, got a little olive in there. Okay, good. Okay, little rosemary. Okay, my boy, them. Yeah, let's take it on. So what does this do, guys? It reactivates our body's antioxidants. It increases energy production naturally. It improves blood circulation and it increases hydration at the cellular level, improves blood circulation. Guys, listen to me. The gentlemen that are on this line, if you are suffering with high blood pressure and diabetes and you're having issues in the area that you know I'm talking about, because I know in the Bahamas, men don't like to take their hypertension medication because of certain reasons. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you this, you take your Belage, flagpole high, waving, woo! National anthem every morning. That's what I'm talking about. Isn't that what we want, guys? We want to keep the marriages, keep the relationships. This product will assist with that. And guess what, women? It helps us with the lower libido. We're not going to be turning back over and saying, I got a headache tonight. No, you won't, because this product will assist with that. Hydration at the cellular level, guys, permeates the eye wall barrier and the brain barrier. Not many things can do that. Nano particle size, it means minuscule, can permeate and get in. along with the olive oil extracts that they put in it, it can actually permeate straight through the cells to the mitochondria. So you're going to be energized. You're going to feel phenomenal. This is what this amazing ballage does. Back to you, King Clive. You're muted.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You are full of so much energy, passion, and knowledge. We could listen to you for 20 more minutes on the Ballage. Thank you. We move over to the inner seven. Dr. Pereira, will you chime in? Inner seven. Feel like we're in heaven.
Oh, wow. You see, inner seven, I get so excited. That's my baby, as Queen Dr. Rutan would say. You know, minerals are so important for our bodies, especially magnesium. We doesn't realize how magnesium is important for our cells. It's like the building blocks, the base of cells and energy in the body. All right. We see the inner seven improve natural defense mechanisms. It also balances your pH, stimulates relaxation and revitalization, improves digestion, covers your body's essential minerals. So what minerals actually do? Remember, the river of life is your blood cells. If the cells do not have minerals in it, it cannot absorb anything that you put into the system, whether it's a nutraceutical, whether it's a pharmaceutical, whether it's foods that we are eating. And here we are finding that why our bodies are steady feeling sluggish and tired, fatigue, chronic fatigue, and all of these things is because your cells are weakened. The minerals is important for absorbency in the cells so that it can displace, digest, do stimulations, bring the body's blood back to pH, the pH balance, and all of these wonderful things that happens. So guess what? We actually have the magnesium, which helps to convert your blood sugar to energy as well. It also acts as an anti-stress agent, right? It attracts water to the intestines as soon as digested. So it reduces constipation. Many of us are having constipation these days. We are constipated for days. Somebody called me last week and told me they haven't gone up for a week. This is toxic there. This is things, this is serious critters in that colon. You are actually allowing your gut to be eaten away. As Master Clive always talk about diverticulitis and colitis and all the itis that comes with it. All right, chronic conditions there. The calcium helps reduce the body acidity. Calcium is not only good for teeth and bones, people. It also is very good for building red blood cells in the bone marrow, strengthening veins and arteries, because yes, your arteries and veins stretches out like elasticity when your pants drop off and it stretch out. That is what happens to your veins and arteries. And it's called a nice word, atherosclerosis and varices of veins and DVTs and all these fancy names, you know, clinically we put to it. So once you have this, it's going to help strengthen. Selenium has the effect on vitamin C's, more absorption of vitamin C in the body, and protects microcirculation for those areas that is not getting blood flow and you're having tinglings and pins and needles. Guess what? More selenium in the body, and it's going to go to those microcirculation places in your system. Potassium regulates the heart and muscle. I love potassium because it promotes smooth transition of signals along the nerve ending lines of the body. Osteochondrosis, spinal injuries, sciatica nerves, different things that is happening, degeneration, spondylitis, and all of these ankylospondylitis, and all of these things that happen. All right, when the axis of your neck is turning and it crick, or you're having it crack, all these glue and the tissues around there are degenerated, chronic acidity. So it helps in regulating and sending, you know, repair those damaged nerve endings and so forth. Folks, in healing, you get pain. In prescribed, you get no pain. So when you start to take these products and you start to feel, oh gosh, my joints inflamed, or my arms inflamed, oh God, my knee, my arthritis acting up, rain going fall, hello, these products are working and digging out and cleaning out the inflammation in the body. All right. And it also helps, as it says, in heart muscle. Sometimes you might get palpitation of the heart and think, oh my gosh, I get in cardiac arrest. You definitely will know when you get in cardiac arrest. You know, we just have limited time. But at the end of the day, sometimes there's a low potassium level, which helps to regulate the thyroids and parathyroids, which regulates those hormones. And you might find that you get a bit of arrhythmias of the heart. It is because your potassium might be a little low. All right. And last but not least, the copper, to name a few, regulates your blood cholesterol. So there is 60 plus minerals in this. So folks, you really have the whole cosmic combination in this product, as well with the others, Hasaki and the Belage. Back over to you, Sir Clyde.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, this may be one of the most powerful products on the planet, the inner 7. You might think it's a little liquid in a thing, in a pouch, and you wonder if it is important. When you understand the science behind this, you don't want to go a day without having a pack of inner 7 for you to function better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Queen, Dr. Denise. We move over now to the nurse. Nurse Donnelly Adderley, the sleep nurse. The nurse with so much information. We can't contain her. But ladies and gentlemen, she's gonna try her best to give us the Monte on the corneal fire that you might know why you need this product, especially when you eat and going to sleep. Nurse Adderley, please make it to the microphone.
Look here, I don't know why they want to put the fire to anchor. Look here. Whoa! Guys, this is summertime. And you know, everybody want their beach body back. Everybody want that, as King Clive say, old something come back again. Yes, Clive, I know the song too. I wasn't always safe. Woo! But listen to me, guys. The Corneau fire. The Corneau fire is made of ONR, Auxiliary Night Reset. And during sleep, all of that fried chicken, potato salad, rice and peas, or and peas and rice, all of that. The Corneau fire burns all of those carbohydrates, all of those calories and sugars while you are sleeping, guys. And not only does it does that, the Auxiliary Night Reset has agents such as anti-inflammatory agents, okay? And inflammation is the cause of most diseases in the body. It also has anti-hypertensive agents. Come on now. It also has diabetic agents. All right, come on now. And it also can prevent you going on chemo if you are, let's say, stage 1, stage 2 cancer, and it can also help you prevent you from going on chemo or prevent you from going back on chemo. Come on now. So let me tell you something, guys. We here at Sankey Global, we just went into our own fields and we took beans. We took the rosemary. We took what we call olive and other nature products from nature, and we put it together to create the Auxiliary Night Reset. And some of y'all said, okay, well, I'll just get these things and I can drink these things myself. Let me just anchor you all right now. In Psyche Global, see, you can't get what we have any place else because our products are patented and we use nanobiotechnology. And our scientists who created these products, Dr. Adias, took 40 years. And as King Clive said, before he spent those 40 years in the laboratory to actually produce these products and do the research on these products, he actually spent years living with the centurions in Okinawa. Now, come on. So, after that 40 years, he created a product that actually can be ingested into the body, coated, go through the digestive system without the digestive system destroying it like other supplements. Other supplements, when you take them, you would notice that when you go to the restroom, your urine is a different color, it smells high in odor, or your stools, your feces is hard or gray or changing another color. It comes out. But with these products, you will not know that. Trust me on that. And when that goes into the bloodstream, it goes into your cells and it gives CPR. All right, to the mitochondria. And when it does that, because see, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of every living cell in your body. And let me tell you something, it's more than 60% of your body weight is the mitochondria. That's how important it is. That's how important it is to the microbiome. And then once it jumpstart that, your body goes into something called homeostasis, where the body heals itself. So no matter what's going on with you, no matter what you're occurring on this line or your family member has, no matter what disease it is, hypertension, diabetes, cancer, fatigue, anxiety, depression, arthritis, gastroenteritis, whatever it is, we have the solution here at Sankey Global. So back to you, Dr. Clean Clyde Campbell. Back to you.
Oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, you asked for it and you got it. Look at these 4 technologically advanced solutions. As King Tim Tran would say, we don't even know what we have. We are growing into this experience. Every day with these products is sweeter than the day before. And every day we'll use these products, we love them more and more. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to try these products, bless it and take it and see the miracle God gave to you inside of your body. Just when you thought you have seen it all and you have heard it all, here comes Sankey to give you hope again. I thank you, ladies, for chiming in with this information. Now, there are some questions that are passing through the chat room, and I'm going to ask if Queen Dr. Ruth Ann and Nurse Adelaide and Dr. Denise we can use 10 minutes and try to summarize some of them and put them in categories, and also to answer many of these questions in, say, 10 minutes. Dr. Ruth Ann, would you take the lead, please? Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm right now scrolling, trying to get this thing opened up. Let's see here. Let's see, I know Dr. Denise was answering some. I started answering some. One of the first questions I know that was being said from the beginning when you started was how the person had started on the products and they had seen a spike in their sugar levels. And I know Nurse Donnelly and I had listened to this from Queen Fabiola, who spoke about this, where, you know, when persons start the product, especially if they are diabetic, what happens is some of the caramelized sugar that's been sitting in your veins, in your arteries, actually now falls, because the product is actually flushing and cleaning, it actually falls into your bloodstream. So guess what happens? Now you're going to have a spike in sugar, but you've got to continue taking the product so that the product can now start flushing this excess sugar that is now dropped into the bloodstream. And I hope persons understand that we're not scared to answer questions here at Sankey Global. Because, you know, sometimes you go to a company, suddenly they hear something bad, they run it, booking down the road, they don't want to answer it. But we will answer those tough questions because we know the power of the products that we have. Also, the person said, well, the products are sweet. We have no sugar in our products. The products have stevia in them. So if you're looking for sugar, there is no sugar in our products. They are sweetened with stevia. If you feel it's too sweet at 16 ounces, well, do 20, do 32. Get it in your body. That's the main principle here. Get it in your body. If you're that individual that says, oh, Balage is too sweet with 16 ounces, do 32 ounces. Get it to the point that your taste buds enjoy it and that you can get it in your system. So I just wanted to get that question out of the way. Sorry for that, but let's see. Which product? Okay, first of all, breastfeeding mother, can they take these products? Only a Dr. Denise, whichever wants to answer.
Yes, Dr. Rutan, I answered it. Yes, they can.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go down. Do you want to go through it, Dr. Denise? Because you might have answered questions and I'm like scrolling through everything.
All right. I think I answered, somebody asked concerning corneal dystrophy. Yes, I think I did answer that one. They can use the Balage and Inner 7 because it's basically part of genetics, but it can regulate itself through the Balage. The Balage actually works that part of the genes in the mitochondria, so it can regulate some of these rogue genes that's causing certain inflammation, especially in the back of the eyes, glaucoma, cataract, and all these eye issues, because it's basically the blood vessels are inflamed, constricting, so you're not getting enough blood flow to the eyes and certain things. So it can form a sort of inflammation there. So yes, those can use. Somebody asked too if a mommy has STDs, and you know, we were talking about vaginal birthing. Hence the reason they do a blood test when you are pregnant, so we can identify if there are any herpes, HIVs, or any, these STDs can affect. And another thing to note too, if the mommy is, HIV as well, you cannot even breastfeed. If the T cells are under 200, then you can. And even if you are pregnant, there are, counseling for that, especially HIV mom, because they advise that you do not become pregnant if your T cells are over 200. That's a no-no. And I have worked with HIV women, and they had beautiful babies after working with their doctors, because products has caused their T cells count to drop. So CD4 cells and all of that. So they were able to have their babies, but it's not something that is advertised in the medical field. So folks, these answers that we are answering here and questions, I hope that you guys are very cognizant to privacy as well, because sometimes you might go blabbering and saying, yes, it's good, and yes, is that we make no claims. But once the body gets the food and the nutrition that it needs, it can do the corrective in the system at that tissue and cellular level.
Can I chime in there, please?
Go ahead, Nurse Darling.
Okay, one thing I can tell persons on this line, okay, because I have clients as well. And one thing I tell them, if you have a medical physician who have you on medication, we at Sankey do not tell you to stop your medication. What we tell you is you can use these products in conjunction with any meds that you're on, okay? And these meds, these supplements, there are no, so I don't care what to tell you. These products do not interfere with whatever treatment you're on. Persons with cancer, diabetes, hypertension, what else, Ruth Ann? Help me here, help me out. Dementia, endocrine issues, thyroid issues, and they're on medication. Heart issues, and they're on the products, and it did not interfere with their treatment. The treatment, when they go back to the doctor had to lower their dosage. I have somebody,
that's right.
I had somebody who had heart surgery, blood pressure 200 over 104, clogged arteries. And after being on these products for 6 months, he got the best echo in his life. For Ruth Ann, you was there 17 years. They haven't seen the markers, what he has. His arteries are clear. No more Crestor, no more cholesterol medication. I'm talking his blood pressure is better than mine now. The thing about it is his blood pressure is, he was on about 8 to 10 different medication. He's down to 3 guys. And those 3 that he's on they're half the dosage. Okay? So guys, I don't know what we're querying here, but the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. Any more questions, Denise? Dr. Denise, sorry.
I see one of the questions that says, since COVID-19 in March 2020, I've been producing a lot of mucus. Get on the Balage, get on the Balage. You're going to find the erroneous amounts of mucus that come out of your body after taking that Balage. Between the mucus, if you're suffering with severe inflammation, you'll find that you start to pee a lot. You know, I had one lady that started the Balage and was like, I don't know if I could take this because, child, all I doing is peeing. Well, guess what? You got to get rid of that inflammation. You know, people don't understand that. You don't believe sometimes the inflammation that's actually stuffed in your body, but it will start to manifest itself when you start taking the products. You will get it removed out of your body. We had somebody once that didn't know that they had kidney stones, and the gentleman urinated out kidney stones. And he was like, what is this? You know, and those kidney stones were broken up, but they came out through his urine. You know, we've had women bring out stuff through their front. And in the last call, a lady said from her, she went from listen to this, she went from having a 26-inch, being considered 26 weeks pregnant, because she had a fibroid to now 17 weeks because it's gone. It's reducing. Guys, y'all hear me?
Oh, okay.
Man, anyway.
Oh,
Like Nurse Donnelly said, I know we have to ask questions because questions are where you get answers.
yeah.
But guys, we are telling you, Dr. Bahia Diaz and his team, 40 years. Now we're up to 51 years. You can't catch us if you wanted to. And they are constantly testing every single month. They are doing new tests, trying, doing, and constantly. It's not like they stopped 20 years ago, 11 years ago. No. Every single time you're turning around, you can speak to the CEO. He'll tell you they're constantly testing to see what else they can improve on, making it better and better, guys. Back to you, Dr. Denise.
Wow. You have something to say, Dr. Denise?
No, I was looking for questions. I think
Okay,
Dr.
okay.
Rutan should
Yes.
answer as I'm scrolling down here. The one for persons doing dialysis because of lupus. How about persons? Queen Dr. Rutan, I know you would love to answer this one.
Well, first of all, I have been diagnosed clinically with lupus SLE, systemic lupus. So that attacks your organs. And then, of course, I also have on top of that, I'm very special. I have TM, which is transverse myelitis, means that an infection also messed up my myelin sheath, as well as, neuromyelitis optica means that my vision is impaired in one of my eyes. I actually can't see out of my left eye, and it's messes with your brain and your, of course, the myelin sheath again, and of course, your weakness in your body. So how do you help with this with dialysis? Whatever your intake is, you would then balance that out with some Balage and some Cronui every single day. Persons with stents in the heart, listen, we have a pastor out of Nassau who has multiple stents. Listen, he is living his best life on his Balage, his Cronui, Inner 7, I believe he's on as well, and his Asaki. Loves all of the products. He doesn't have to take as many pills as he was taking for sleep because it was also messing with his sleep patterns. He's feeling energized. He's able to do his walk again. And without exercise, he's actually now lost 10 pounds in a month, which he had put on initially. So he's really excited. So the person with the stent, yeah, guys, these products are amazing. Back to you.
You know, in the meantime,
That's
see,
right.
Dr. Denise
Yes.
and Dr. Ruthan, people are saying that they don't have a lot of money and they want to be on these products. Dr. Ruthan, I know you're good at making suggestions in terms of how people could find creative ways of starting to benefit from these products and to remain on these products and to keep their families on these products. Do you have any suggestion? I know you can do that in a few minutes. Kindly
But I
share
know,
with us
I mean,
today.
one of the easiest ways to start in the company to get on board, like I tell persons, either you're going to be a customer, and if you're a customer, guys, guess what? I hate to say this, but it's the truth. You will pay the highest price possible. As a customer, you will. That's like just purchasing from other companies that don't have, they give the members the extra, just that plus, give you a little extra. And you might not be that person that says, you know what, I don't want to sell anything. However, guess what? Say you come on board as a member, you decide to join us as a member, and you say, you know what, now how do I get my stuff for free? Well, open your mouth and share the good news of Sankey Global with 3 people. When they purchase, listen to me, when they purchase the 2 products, every 3 people, first of all, are we going to give you, or as like Queen Fabi always says, you're going to win $100. First off, and the company is going to give you a box of Balage and Cronui every single time you get 3 customers that have purchased 2 products. Every single time you do that, $100 you're going to win, and you're going to get a box of Balage and Cronui. And this can happen over and over and over again. We have a lady in the company. She loves the products. She talks about the products. She doesn't do the business. She don't do the business. She ain't into building nobody. She ain't into all of that. But guys, first of all, she makes $5,000 off of this same philosophy that I'm telling you per month. And she gets over 50 boxes. Are you hearing me? 50 boxes that she can sell. She can share. She can do whatever she wants, and she can price it however she wishes because it's free. 100% profit. So I say to you, tonight, you can decide, where you want to fit in, and that's fine. You can be the customer, and we love customers. I ain't knocking the customers. Or you can say, you know what? That membership thing sounds a little goodish over there. And if it's you guys, listen, 2 Bellage, 1 Crenew, 159. That's where you can start. Or maybe you're that individual that says you want the 10D, which has 10 days of, trying all the products. But I always tell people, start with the unified pack, man. You're going to get 2 Bellage and you're going to get a Cronme. And you will be able to either share that Bellage, and people will be like, child, I ain't sharing no Bellage with nobody. Or you'll be like, guess what? I can actually take more Bellage. I can actually take more Bellage and see what these products really can do. So get back to the person that brought you to this call. Let them know where you want to fit in, whether you want to be a customer, whether you want to be a member, but maybe you want to be in the business, and that's fine too. We love business partners, but we ain't pushing you to be no business partner. And I want you to understand that. But I am saying to you, if you want a cheaper price, being a member has its privileges. And then when you start being a distributor, that has real privileges. But back to you, King Clive.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much. With a little creativity and imagination, we don't have any reason why we're not able to benefit from these products. And Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough people to solve their problems, your problems will be solved. Why not be a friend that will tell a friend that there is possible for you to get back your health and for you to live a better quality of life? Now, there are 2 persons who raised their hand. We will just facilitate those 2 persons to ask the question. We will not do it anymore. We deliberately don't want these calls to go too long. So, Dr. Denise, sorry, could you help me to facilitate those 2 persons who raise their hand, just those 2 persons, to make any comment or ask a question that they may have?
All right. What's the questions? I guess I don't know. So
I see 2 raised hands there. I'm wondering.
Yeah. One is highly blessed and favored. State your question. I'm seeing. I'm not sure. I just see the hands on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you to ask or to make a comment. Blessed and highly, is it favored or flavored? I don't know if you can
I
undo
just
your
tried to
microphone.
unmute her,
She's
and
been
then
helped
she
already.
muted herself back. So
Huh?
She's been helped already. She's been
Oh,
served.
she's been helped already. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Is there?
Oh, okay.
There was another
Thanks.
hand.
Yeah.
Does that person get you already too?
Seems so. Can I
Okay,
just mention that the promotion on for new distributors right now?
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't realize you were addressing me. I raised my hand initially, Mr. Campbell, because I was interested in knowing, and somebody answered me. I was talking about the mucus that I experienced secondary to having COVID a year ago. But somebody responded and said I should try the Belage.
Yeah.
yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And also, I'd also talk about whether or not I wanted to be a distributor, but I will speak to Mr. Campbell about that. Thank you very much, and must apologize.
Bless you. Thank you so much for chiming in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Uthan, is there the final word we need to say? Anything else on the promotion going on? You know enough about it to say it here?
Marva, if you know, I don't have the flyer in front of me, Marva, so if you can share that information, that would be absolutely amazing.
Yes, when you purchase one of the starter pack, whether it's there's 3 packages, and when you start the first one, the basic pack, you get an extra Belage with that, which covers more than the cost of being a member, and so on. The next package, 200 points, you get 2 Belage, and it goes on. I didn't speak to the person who brought them in, and they can give you more details about it. But it's a pretty good one.
Okay, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we do know of a company that is as kind as Sankey Global managers and leaders and executives. They always find ways to give you free products. Just get in where you fit in, and you will find a way to stay in. We thank you all for coming on this call. We thank you all, Mr. Wanda Townsend, for providing the link and maintaining the link, being the technical man you are. We thank you. We thank Dr. Woodson Lightborn for opening the call and making it work the way it did. We thank Dr. Denise Pereira for chiming in, telling us about the appendix and the tonsils and for talking about the inner seven. Wow. We need to say something more about the appendix again next week. Because some person said they missed it, they want to hear it again. And we thank Nurse Donnelly Adderley for the role that she played in explaining the Conway fire and answering some of the questions. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no hype around here. We underclaim and over deliver. We ask you to take the products, bless it, and take it, and see what God will do for you with prayer and science and technology. We have not been here before as human beings, but we thank God we are here now. Utilize science and technology for your own good and for your better quality of life. We thank all the persons for chiming in on the call, those who asked questions, those who just showed up to get answered. But we thank you. The God tarries and our lives are spared. We'll be here again next week, Tuesday evening, 7:30 Jamaica time. Invite a friend, because friend tell friends about the truth of who they really are, that they may enjoy and experience a better quality of life. As we close in prayer, I ask us just to be mindful of persons who are hurting and suffering in this COVID season and extend and be a good friend to them. Let us bow our heads, let us pray. So Father, we thank you. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your kindness. We appreciate your grace. Thank you, Lord, for sanctity. Thank you for the science. Thank you for the technology. Thank you for the hope that you have given us through this company. The many lives that have been benefited. The many lives that will be touched by the actions of those who are here and other members in this company. May you bless us. May you help us. Many people have lost hope. Lord, you are the God of hope. Give us hope when there is hopelessness around us. Help us, protect us, watch between us. Help us to sleep. We ask all these mercies in Jesus' name. And everybody will say, amen. Thank you so much.
Amen.
I thank you so much,
Amen,
ladies and
amen.
gentlemen. Appreciate you. Let's be on again next week as we come to the microbiome.